There we go. Good morning, sunshine. Are you ready to be energized? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Is Barry going to tell me off for touching the mic again? I don't know. But you know what? We're cool. How are yous? Are you good? Every morning you face the challenge of life. Know that I stand with you. I put that together because I believe that little haiku is like a positive reinforcement sort of thing, you know, that a mantra which I look at every day to stand in unity with everybody that comes and watches this, that comes and wants to be part of the community, and just to be good and wholesome, and to know where you stand when it comes to myself. So, yep, the challenge of life is always there. Sometimes it's difficult to get up and breathe. But I stand with you. You know, I do. And you guys stand beside me, which is an important thing. A very important thing. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the early show. Look at this. Which can I do this? Yes, I'm getting used to which hand. This image right here. The Old Guard. Have you watched it yet? It's on Netflix. It's a brilliant movie. I watched it yesterday. It's actually going to be in the set of movies, which I will happily go back and watch it again. It is based on a comic book called The Old Guard, and it's about a set of mortal warriors that do remarkable things throughout history. And I won't tell you, no spoilers about the actual movie itself, but it is our watch party weekend movie this weekend, and it's on Netflix, and it's the first time we've done a relatively new movie. So go and watch it, and then come back and join us on Monday night at 10:30 for this, to have the round table discuss The Old Guard. I'm going first that day. This has turned out to be a great movie that I really like, and I want to say my piece first. Usually I get one of the boys to go first, but it's definitely a Mojax time to go first for that one, without a doubt. What else? Yeah, we did a great show last night, so if you're watching here for the first time, or you're watching this back later on, last night's show was a show we do on a Wednesday called The Human Condition, and it was all about online bullying. And it upset me because I've been involved with people that were bullied, and you know, were pushed into a corner and took the ultimate plunge of not wanting to exist anymore. And it was those days were quite upsetting. So I was kind of inspired to do the online bullying thing by a young man called Brandon. And Brandon is an autistic lad that has a TikTok account, and people were pretty much giving him crap for being autistic, which is pretty poor. In fact, one of the things that they said was, what was it they said? They said, I can smell autism, which is just a disgrace. And he brought that up, and I was like, wow, what a brave kid. And so I thought, you know something, I need to get back on the bandwagon with what I used to do back in Vine, with regards to what's the word I'm looking for, online bullying, and being an advocate for awareness for it. I did quite a lot of stuff on Vine about that back in the day, and one of the things that we did was use a painted red hand to put out there that you want to put your hand up and say no to cyberbullying. The red hand's been used for many other things, so I kind of created this little emblem here. Oh, let me move it along a bit. That's not good. I'll stick it there. That's better. There we are. Right. So this is like a red hand saying no. Can you see it right there? And I've asked anybody that wants to support what we're now going to be calling the Red Hand Gang. It's just anybody can be part of the Red Hand Gang. It's not anything, I will say at the outset, the Red Hand Gang is not a counselling service. It's not there to counsel people, but it's there to support people that may be being bullied or have been bullied that don't know what to do about it. Collectively, the Red Hand Gang will point people in the correct direction for everything to do with cyberbullying. You will not, if you wear that badge, you will not be somebody that will counsel people. You can listen to them, right? But you're not going to counsel them. We're not professional counsellors, and you do not want to have on your conscience the death of somebody, okay? If they decide to take their own life because of bullying, you don't want that on your conscience, trust me, okay? But you can turn around and say, go to this website, phone this phone number, these are the professionals that will be able to help you. Go and speak to your parents, go and speak to a friend, go and speak to somebody that you trust, those sort of things. So I feel that it's important to highlight that right from the start and make sure that you guys understand that we need to make people aware of this. It's absolutely vital, and if we do some good with it, we do some amazing good with it. If if one person's helped or inspired to not be bullied or to stand up to them, then we've done the right thing. And like I say, this stems back to the days of Team Pangea on Vine. If you're ever part of Vine and remember Team Pangea, Buddhist Metalhead, the Charles Lloyd, people like that, then you'll know that the positive attitude that these wonderful people had, and the mark that they left on that particular app was amazing, absolutely amazing. But there we go, that's what it's all about, So again, good morning and welcome to Radio Apocalypse and a little rant about online bullying, which is quite an amazing thing, because next week's Human Conditioning is going on to the behaviours of people that groom and people that groom people by proxy. And we're not talking about groomers. We're not going to sort of like go, hey, that's a groomer. Hey, you're a groomer. Oh my God, you're grooming for somebody else. It's not about laying down evidence. It's not about cases. It's about behaviours. That is what the human condition is all about. It's the points and things to look for, how to set up an emotional wall to stop that from happening, and what to do if it is happening, and what laws are on your side for it all. And that is next week's one. Next week's Human Condition, next Wednesday, is going to be called Grooming by Proxy. There you go. It's going to be interesting. It will be a doozy. So if you want to have that little badge, that little red hand, you can go to www.radioapocalypse.live/red hand. You will /downloads. Okay, /downloads. Because you can download that as a PNG, and you can use that on all your socials. You can Photoshop it in if you're making something. If you're making a TikTok or a video where you have the ability to do overlays, you can use it in that. But if you want to be part of the Red Hand Gang, all I'm asking you to do is to make a TikTok, make a video for Instagram, just a few seconds long, 10 seconds long, whatever, saying that you are against cyberbullying, that you're very much for the advocacy of online bullying awareness. Stick the red hand in the video with you, somewhere like I've done here, and then post the video under the hashtag the Red Hand Gang. If I go to TikTok just now and type in, let's just see. It'd be great if I actually had, but there we go. The Red Hand Gang. Search hashtags The Red Hand Gang. There's 5 videos under that hashtag, and all of them are mine. So there's room for more, a lot more. So please, 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 I guarantee that there'll be, some people will do bullshit and negativity to it, and that's fine, let them, you know, it just proves my point, okay, that there's assholes in the world that like to do shit like that, right, and I welcome people being assholes, I really do, because, like I say, it proves that there's a reason to work as a collective, to work as a positive group of people with regards to all. And the Red Hand Gang is that particular thing. But let me remind you again, right at the outset, that it is not to do with counselling. We are not a victim support unit. We are not qualified to do that. You are not qualified to, well, maybe you are, but I would rather you not do it and be part of the Red Hand Gang. But obviously at the end of the day, if you are a professional counsellor and you're going out and that's your job, then yeah, go ahead and do it, you know. But if you're not a professional counsellor and you can't say that you're an expert on human behaviours, then don't touch it. Like I say, I was involved with somebody on Vine that eventually took their life because of bullying. I was one of the last people that she spoke to, and it was devastating. Okay, so I would not wish that upon anybody at all. Wow, not the sort of thing that you want to feel woohoo about in the morning, eh? So let's just let's go to the papers and get on with the day, shall we say? Right, here we go. The Daily Telegraph today. Today's Thursday the 16th. Oh God, I'm totally stiff. Good morning, Dirty Mac. How are you? I'm having a great day already. Just getting the cyberbullying stuff off my chest. Oh, it's better to get it off my chest now than to have it lingering there and festering into something truly negative, you know. That's good. Right, Daily Telegraph today. Vaccine hopes rise after strong trial results. Hey, that's a positive thing as well, isn't it? PM to join bank chief in call for commuters to return to work. Okay, all good. All good in the hood. Vaccine hopes rise according to the Daily Telegraph as scientists had a breakthrough in the bid to beat COVID-19. Phase 1 human trials of the Oxford vaccine have shown it generates an immune response against the virus, the paper says, but the source has cautioned, and while the results are promising, there is not yet evidence of a long-lasting immunity. Another story on the front page is that Boris Johnson will join the Governor of the Bank of England in calling for commuters to return to work to help the economy recover. Yep, okay, but it's baby steps, Boris, because we do not want to be jumping into a position where everything is crazy again, okay? Yeah, Mac, I totally agree. Bullying is horrible. Any form of harassment is not good, at any expense at all. I'm very much a live and let live, you know, freedom of speech kind of guy. You know, you have your rights and your ways of doing things, but freedom of speech, you're free to say what you want. You know, you're allowed to do that. People don't have to accept that, though. Do you understand? It's one of those things where there's consequences for you saying things. Not you personally, but just you collectively to the world, including myself. You know, you are free to say what you wish, alright? You truly are. Everybody is, alright? But I recommend that, you know, you're allowed to be careful, allowed to consider other people's feelings, because you might end up hurting somebody, and that's not good, alright? There's like I say, there's a cost to have freedom of speech, and that is the consequences of what you say, which is the truth of the matter for pretty much everything. Right, Covid vaccine again is on the Daily Express front page. Jabs by end of the year. Wow. Daily Express also leads on the story of hopes of a coronavirus vaccine by the end of the year, with its story also mentioning good news from a US vaccine trial. Musician Rod Stewart wearing a leopard print mask. Oh, I need to make leopard print masks. That's a great idea. Is the main picture, while there is also room for an image of Captain Sir Tom Moore, who is to be knighted in a special ceremony by the Queen on Friday in recognition for his fundraising efforts. That's great. Where's the old man? There's the old man there with a bottle, with a glass of champers. That's great. He deserves it. He deserves to be recognised. He did an amazing thing. Set out to raise 10 grand and raised over 30 million, maybe 40 million, maybe even 50 million, can't remember. Times also has a big blurb right at the start there for the success of early trials of the vaccine. Tories kick out MP after Intelligence Committee coup. Wow. Oh yes. This is something that's interesting. I remember this from last night. The Times carries a story of vaccine hopes as well, as it leads, but it also reports on the possibility of the House of Commons moving to York while the Palace of Westminster is refurbished. Ooh, that's getting them very close to us Scots. Oh dear. The paper says Boris Johnson writes in a letter that the government is considering setting up a hub in Yorkshire. Another piece covers the sacking of Tory MP Julian Lewis for a coup, which saw him win the vote to chair the Intelligence Security Committee. Interesting. We'll have to have a wee closer look at that article. We'll maybe talk about that tonight. Daily Star. How to leave the dog. Okay. Crouch wraps it up with Maya. They don't have a Scooby-Doo. Yesterday the health secretary said masks must be worn to buy a coffee. Then Number 10 said no, but then they must be worn on a bus, but not in an office, and not in schools or the pub either. And now you don't have to wear one at all if you feel distressed. Meanwhile, in Scotland, fucking wear a mask in every public place. Wear a mask. You know, we've not talked about the schools yet because we're not back at school yet. You know, wow. Meanwhile, in Scotland, sensible people do sensible things. Most of the time. Unless whiskey's involved. They don't have a Scooby-Doo, says the Daily Star, in reference to the apparent confusion. It's not apparent, mate. It's a definite confusion. If you have one government minister going into a pret-a-manger to buy a coffee without wearing a mask, and then have his people say, hey, it's alright to not wear a mask when you're buying a coffee or going in for fast food, and then, you know, the government actually saying that after saying no, you go into a shop, you have to wear a friggin' man. Useless bunch of idiots. Useless. You really couldn't mask it up. Oh, as in make it up. Very funny. Now Number 10 says we don't have to cover up in Pret, as in Pret-a-Manger, but no one told the Chancellor. Oh, look, see? Rishi's wearing a mask. High five for Rishi. We like that. That's good. And hope for a vaccine by September. That's not the end of the year. That's like 3/4 of the way through the year. You never know. We might get something good. You really couldn't mask it up, as the Metro says, referring to Health Secretary Matt Hancock, and Number 10 appealing to be at odds over the use of masks in Pret-a-Manger. It carries a picture of Chancellor Rishi Sunak sporting a stylish face covering on his own trip to the sandwich purveyor after Cabinet colleague Michael Gove failed to wear one on Pret-a-Manger on Tuesday. Michael Gove is a naughty boy, but Rishi is a good lad. There we go, he's wearing quite cool specs, and his suit is perfectly fitted. Look, he's got those perfect creases round his single-breasted. Looks great. Very fit young guy, you know? I could still take him. Come here, Rishi. Let's see how good you are. Not that I want to. Oh, come on, Rishi. You're a Tory. Fight yous all. Financial Times. Hold on, look, see? Financial Times colour. shadowy colour of my bookcase. If I had the curtains open just now, you would see that it's virtually the same colour. I like this colour. It's very neutral, very warm, very mellow. Okay, do not expect help with debts, Sunak tells struggling businesses. That shit happens. We all have to pick up the pieces. We really, really do. The Chancellor also makes front of Financial Times, this time warning businesses not to expect help with paying their debts. The paper says 3 million jobs are at risk, but Rishi Sunak is rejecting bailout talk. Bailout talk, yes, saying it's not something governments should get into the habit of doing. That's absolutely fair. I totally get that. Just don't ever friggin' bail out the banks again. Right? I mean, really. It's not something that we should be doing. I agree completely, wholeheartedly. But I'm going to take the papers off and rant about this for a second. Okay. The economy is a fiction. Right? It's a real thing, but it's a fiction. All the wonderful things that we do to keep the economy going is based on the trust that money is a resource owned by the country, and it's not. Okay, it's not. It's owned by the central bank, which in turn has its fingers in international pies, and people at the highest level of society own those central banks. That's called fiat money. You can go and Google that. I'm not going to do an explanation, but I'm going to give you my way of thinking about the economy once again. Okay, going back to the days of the bubonic plague, dinosaurs, stuff like that. They didn't really consider the economy as something to be propped up, to be concerned about back in those days. They didn't have the medical thing, and in retrospect as well, you can say they didn't really care as much as society does today for its people. However, can you imagine, right? Okay, there's kind of the people in the world that save their money, hoard their money. I'm not talking about average people savers that save up for a holiday or saving for their pension. I'm talking about the offshore Cayman Island type account things going on, right? We're talking like the Isle of Man or whatever, offshore accounts where masses of wealth is used, So my question is then, right, is governments raid people's pensions? Why can't we raid the Cayman Islands? Why don't we just go and take the money from there, to prop up the economy, tax the fuck out of it? Why do we have tax havens like that? Why don't we just invade the Cayman Islands? Just go and take it. Biggest bank robbery the world's ever seen. Just for the people that, trade in Britain, live in Britain, stuff like that. It's there to be done. Because it's not rich people. They say rich people boost the economy. Okay, absolutely they do. But it's the average person that goes out and spends more. Is that not right? I mean, you have people turning around. This was actually, I was watching a comedy thing last night, a Scottish comedian talking about the same thing. So this is where this is coming from. It's the same way that I feel about stuff, but he puts it in a very interesting way, which is like, there's people in the world that say, oh, somebody that's on social benefits, they're going out and they're buying tobacco and alcohol. That's terrible. Fancy buying tobacco and alcohol when you're on like a tiny little income like that. Well, they're highly taxable products. He's given back to society, It's not a great excuse. It's a comedy way of making a point that they spend money. Okay, so what happens is in the time of austerity, okay, the government comes knocking on the people's doors saying, it's your fault, you might be completely handicapped, you might be completely impossible for you to work, but you're going back to work because it's times of austerity and we're not going to give you the benefits to live your life anymore. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll bail out the banks. It's a bit mental. A bit mental. You know, you're capable of going back to work. And this is one of the jokes that he says. He says, what, you're paralysed from the neck down? I believe that there's a farm needing a scarecrow as a job. You know? There you go. There you go. So go and be a scarecrow. You know, it's the heartless way of austerity. And we had austerity for 10, maybe 12 years in the UK. People died because of it. People took their own lives and people died because of that. So how do we boost the economy? Well, you give people the ability to spend more. You know, instead of giving them a voucher to have a meal deal like Rishi Sunak has done, okay, and then in turn giving tax breaks to the rich again, okay, or maybe not so much tax breaks, but the way that it's going to be easier for the rich to save money, right? God damn it, you know, why don't you just take away the personal debt of people? This is what I've said before. Take away the personal debt. People are going to go like fucking mental. They're going to turn around and refinance, and they're going to turn around and they're going to spend. So the best way to give a massive boost and injection and growth into the economy is to give people the ability to spend. But they will not do that because at the end of the day, it's not going to help the banks. Some banks would fold, and quite rightly so. But you can put positions and laws in place that say, right, people will refinance, but you're not putting your interest rates above this amount. We're not putting products that people buy above this amount, because that's not what we're going to do. Alright, that's not what it's about at all. Okay, and you know, when you look at the Financial Times warning that businesses are don't expect help for paying their debts, let's zero those debts. Let's just zero them. And for people with mortgages, and for people with unsecured loans, any sort of finance, credit cards, the whole lot, back to zero. Okay, people will spend. Can you imagine owning a £250,000 house, not having anything to pay on it at all? Suddenly you've got an extra 300 quid a month in your bank account because there's no mortgage. Suddenly you have this massive amount of equity waiting there to be refinanced. You think, shit, I'm going to go and refinance for £120,000 and buy myself a fucking Ferrari. You know, people would do that because people are mental. You know? Yes, that might make scarcity in some things and make things, luxury goods, go up in price. That's what inflation is. Right, but then we can make the choice to cap inflation. You know, we can. No, we can't. It's part of the economic cycle. Bullshit. Economic cycle wasn't around in the time of the dinosaurs. It wasn't around in the the bubonic plague in the same way that it is now. Wasn't around in the Crusades in the same point. But you know. But there you go. There you go. There we go. What's Max saying? I'm ready to go back to work, but the wife who makes more can take a FMLA, leave and make more. But the 6-year-old has to be online to get his grades. And yeah, not what I'm talking about, but yes, no, I get that. I go back to work in 2 weeks. 2 weeks on Saturday is when the Scottish Government says that my shielding is up, which is fine. I'm all for that. I'm looking forward to going back to work. I'm terrified, but I'm looking forward to going back to work. And my wife doesn't work at all. And I have 4 children, so I'm the sole breadwinner in the house, and I've been off, so you can imagine I've been getting paid, but at the same time it's been kind of tough because I took a cut in pay because I did overtime. You know, I did quite a lot of overtime to prop up our income. But I feel for you, Mac. I feel for you. What do you do for a living, Mac? Is it something exciting? I hope so. Hope it's a life-fulfilling job. Right, let's go back onto the papers with The Guardian now. Labour offers deal to end anti-Semitism legal action. Wow. Guardian. Black Lives Matter. It says, after Colston, a new statue and a new row. Number 10 punishes MP for humiliating grailing. Let's see what this says. Labour has offered a deal to end legal action by anti-Semitism whistleblowers, according to The Guardian's lead story. The former staffers sued the party for defamation over its response to a BBC Panorama investigation last year. But The Guardian says the party, under new leader Keir Starmer, was preparing to draw a line under it. There's also a striking image of Black Lives Matter activist Jen Reid standing in front of a statue of herself. Wow, which has been placed on the plinth formerly occupied by slave trader Edward Colston of Bristol. That's amazing. Imagine living in a time where there's a statue of yourself for something that you believe in and you've been fighting for. That is the biggest badge of honour you could possibly have. I would go and sit and have my packed lunch beside the statue of me every friggin' day, and with a big sign round my neck saying, "This is me." Totally. I would actually go and sign the bottom of the statue myself. Wow. You're not fulfilling job. You're a supervisor server. Got you. You don't enjoy your job then. I'm a retail manager in a big store here. I'm a kind of what they call a junior manager or a section leader. Section leaders are what department managers used to do in the company I worked for. They just changed the name for it and gave us all a pay cut. Made us hourly instead of salaried. Good night, Mac. You go and get some sleep. Enjoy your sleep. Have amazing dreams and wake up refreshed, brother. Okay? Be good. Be good. We'll move on. Daily Mirror. Royal in crisis as Ghislaine Maxwell faces questions over a relationship with Ando's pedo friend, Jeffrey Epstein. Prince chuckles on drive out. No laughing matter. The no laughing matter is the Daily Mirror's headlines as it carries a picture of Prince Andrew smiling behind the wheel of a car. The story refers to British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, who the papers say might spill the beans on her ex-boyfriend and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. His links to the powerful and wealthy. We'll come back and talk about that because I like to go and quickly Google a Ghislaine. I've got basically my top searches is Ghislaine Maxwell updates or Ghislaine Maxwell latest. So we'll have a look at that in a second. Daily Mail. So speed cameras are used to fleece drivers. Well, we knew that. At last, police watchdog confirms what motorists have always known. Speed cameras. And the Daily Mail, the police watchdog has confirmed what motorists have always known, that speed cameras are used to fleece drivers. Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services are called for greater transparency over the use of cameras in a report. The Mail says that some locations are chosen because they are good hunting grounds for fines, according to the watchdog. But we live in a society where fines are a method of income for things, that sometimes police have quotas to basically put fines out there. They're just revenue collectors and not constables, the way that they should be upholding the law. Bless them. Nothing against the police. I think the police do a remarkable job. But there you have it. There you have it. I'm going to now type in Ghislaine Maxwell latest and let's see what comes up for me. 8 minutes ago, Ghislaine Maxwell news latest. Let's see what this says. Right, okay, let's bring it across so we can look at it together. And we'll put it on the big screen. Big screen, it's important that it's on the big screen. There we go. Right, Ghislaine Maxwell latest. Jeffrey Epstein's pimp is secretly married. Wow. Hearing reveals after she is denied bail. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? Who was Ghislaine Maxwell's alleged boyfriend? Who is Ghislaine Maxwell? Where is she now? Right, okay, let's have a look down. Ghislaine Maxwell is secretly married, but she will not reveal the identity of her mystery spouse. They can go and look up marriage records. For fuck's sake, it's a public record. Sensationalism by the Sun once again. Jeffrey Epstein's pimp has previously been linked to Scott Borgerson, who's believed to be worth $100 million. He's always denied the relationship, saying they're just old friends. It has previously alleged that the British socialite had stolen from the CEO it was previously alleged the British socialite had stolen the CEO from his ex-wife in 2013. But British socialite Maxwell was denied bail on Tuesday and was reportedly in tears as she fears spending the rest of her life in jail following sex trafficking charges. And let me just say, I go to jail, you maniac, you absolute maniac. So does she deserve to be out if she is innocent? Absolutely. And that is what it will be all about. But wow, secretly married, eh? But all you have to do is just go to, what's it called? Marriages and births records. It's a public record. They can look it up and they can find out. It's dead easy. I could probably do it. We can find out. Well, let's just do it. We'll do that tonight. We'll make that a fun thing to do. Who is Ghislaine Maxwell married to? Later tonight, you will find out. Wow, crazy times. Crazy times. Right, what time is it? How long have we been on for? Oh, Amber Alert. And what temperature is my computer sitting at? 74 degrees. We're fine. We are fine. This is great. But we do have a bit of a yellow alert going on for the stream health, so apologies if it's a bit choppy just now. And we've been on for 37 minutes. That's not too bad. But I'm trying to keep the show to about 45 minutes to half an hour. I'm trying to condense it with not too much ranting, so when I go back to work, because I start at 7:30, when I go back to work, I want to still be able to get up and do it a wee bit earlier, do it from 6 to 6:30. Right, poetry, Kindle, there we go. I'm going to do another one. Hold on a second, not now for that. I need to bring up this because if you didn't know, I have written a little book of poems which spans a year of my life when I first met my wife, and you can actually buy this. I think it's £2.29. I did it so I wasn't going to be making a lot of money from it, and there's the link there. It's radioapocalypse.live/20 will take you to the actual place. And we also have some merch as well. We have a merch site, a Teespring site, where I've dropped the prices as low as possible. Some of them I've not, because it just did it automatically. But that is radioapocalypse.live/merch, and you can get masks, t-shirts, mugs. There's a whole charity section as well, which I've done, which is basically the faces of all the hosts and the co-hosts on products. If you buy any of the faced products, we will save up all that money in the profit, and we'll stick it across to Maggie's Edinburgh as a charity at Christmas time. So that is our little merchy bit as well. And just in case you want to go and find our socials as well, everything that is Radio Apocalypse can be found at the website as well. It's not a difficult thing to find, and there is the link for that too. Let's go to Kindle. And what poem is today? It's a very short one today. It's more of a mantra. And it's called Failure. There was a perfect night with perfect starry sky with... Hang on. Oh yeah. The perfect starry sky and a perfect set of feelings where I tried not to think about my lady. Every time the simplest distraction led my thoughts always back to her. At every step, I failed in my challenge not to think about her, and it just added to the perfect night. So this is about when failure is a good thing. Okay? Failure. I try not to count the days, but I fail. I try not to smile all the time, but I fail. I try to keep you from my mind, but I fail. I try not to think about the possibilities, but this too I fail. All these failures make me happy. It's a very short poem, more of a mantra, but you get the point of it. You get the point of it. Failure can be a positive thing, and it's something that we should kind of be aware of. But hang on, what is going on here. I need to move the camera. That's what we need to do. Oh, wrong way. There you are. Good. We're way down the bottom. We are coming up to the end of the morning show. I am going to go and make some porridge for the fam. We should be hearing banjos. Oh, there they are. Banjos mean that we're wrapping up. I like banjos. Banjos are awesome. Right, so yep, I will be going to collect Grandma at about 20 to 9 today. I think, are you working? If you're watching, Mum, are you needing a lift today? Drop me a wee message. I'm here or on my phone. I'm sure that I have to take you to work today. Anyway, we're back tonight for the Covid Chronicles, which is our news programme with everything to do with Corona and Corona-inspired news discussion. Hopefully we will have Jason, Barry and Cognac on. I will be sending them all messages saying hopefully you'll be on. Come sporting a beautiful set of links for stuff. Yes, there's my mum, thank you. Yes, you want a lift, thank you. Brilliant. There we go, look at that. Virtual life organisation in a honour. I'll be there about 20 to 9, quarter to 9, okay, to come and pick you up. Yes, so back tonight with the Covid Chronicles, and remember, where's it? Oh, hang on, where is it? It's there it is. To watch our movie this week, which is The Old Guard. Right, get on board. It's the first time we've done an up-to-date modern movie, so get on board, go and watch it, and join us on Monday for that. And then we're back again tomorrow morning for our last early show for the week. So have a great day. Have a fantastic day, a wonderful day. The sun looks like it might burst through in Edinburgh today, so I might go and service the kids' bikes and get out for a bike run. But in the meantime, take care, be safe, don't forget to drink lots of water, keep socially distanced, wash your hands, be good, be amazing, be kind to each other, just have fun, all that sort of stuff.